Spurge here, and today we're taking a look at the BMW Rallye Pro jacket and pants. So if you're anything like me, you probably got an introduction into the world of adventure riding from Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boorman when they rode around the world in a pair of BMW GS 1200s. And really what you're going to see here is the newer version of the jacket and pant combo that they used in that original video. And really what you're going to see is just some styling updates over the previous version. This new Rallye Pro is going to be the top of the food chain from BMW. BMW is a brand that obviously has been making their own gear for a long time. They are new to us here on site, but we're really excited to be able to walk through some of the features that you're going to see here. Now, the old version is not going away. I think BMW is probably a little bit gun shy to be able to pull that off the market with so many people, still coming in and saying, hey, I want that same jacket and pant combo that Ewan and Charlie wore. But what we're going to see here is just a newer, updated version of it. And there's a lot of stuff going on here, some of which I really like. There's a few areas where I do think BMW missed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my KTM bias away because we're talking about a BMW product here. So really, when you're looking at the jacket, it's coming in around the $980 mark, and then the pants are coming in around the $730 mark. Compared to the old one, the old jacket was around $800. So this is going to be, again, an increased price over the old jacket as well. So before we get into the materials and the breakdown, again, this is really for you adventure riders out there that are looking for something that's probably a little bit more lightweight. And what I like about this from a lightweight standpoint is the fact that the waterproofing isn't baked in. Typically when waterproofing is baked in, it gets really hot in the warmer months of the year. So this comes with a waterproof destination liner that you can wear over top of the jacket, over top of the pants. But when you're not using the waterproofing, a lot of great ventilation on the front of this to help promote airflow. And the material that they're using is relatively lightweight. So this is a jacket that you can get into, 3 and 4 season functionality. So starting off with sizing, let's start there and then we'll walk through all of this. Sizing for this, Mr. McHugh on my left-hand side stands at 6 feet tall, weighs in at 220 pounds, has a 44-inch chest. When we use BMW's size chart, that puts him in a size 56 for the jacket. We found that he actually fits better in a size 54. Now, that 44-inch chest is the start of a 56, and again, fits better in the 54. So if you're right in between, we would definitely recommend sizing down to the smaller size. If you're towards the top end of the size chart, you might do better off sticking with what they tell you. But if you're right in that in-between or in the lower spectrum of one size, definitely go ahead and size down. You can see that the 54 fits Mr. McHugh spot on. Now, from a pants standpoint, we measured his waist. Typically, we go by a jeans measurement. He wears a size 34 in his jeans. We measured his waist, 39.5 inches, correlated perfectly with the size chart. Size 54 in the pants as well, no surprises there. So again, if you're using the size chart for BMW with the jacket, you're probably going to look at sizing down a size, and then with the pants, again, Mr. McHugh, spot on. Now, sizes for this range from a size 46 up to a size 60 for those of you measuring in the European side of things. And this is going to be something that has one color available. That is the black version that you see Mr. McHugh wearing right now. So working our way through this, some of the top points on this is you're getting CE level 2 armor throughout. You're going to see a jacket and pant combo that's CE AA rated. And the main material through the majority of this chassis is a proprietary material from BMW called ProTechWool. This is a combination of polyester and wool. It's got a great hand to it, really lightweight in feel. You have a nice mobility with this particular piece, still giving you all that abrasion resistance that you're looking for, but again, just a little bit more comfortable. And it almost has like a wax cotton kind of a feel to it, but just a really great hand to the jacket overall. As we work our way from the top down, starting with the collar, a little bit of leather at the top of the collar, just for added comfort. One of the things to note here is that there's no Velcro pullback on this, so you do have the Velcro for the collar to be closed. I would love to see some kind of a tie back like we're seeing from other manufacturers. For those of us that like to ride in the summer months with that collar open, there is no way to kind of hold that open. You're seeing these little pulls down here. These are for the hydration pouch that can be added to this. We'll get to those in a little bit. as you work your way down the shoulders. When you open this up, you got shoulder vents here, and on the inside of this is a really great way to see this material. This is an air cushion material. We saw this first from Ruka, and now we're seeing this implemented into BMW as well. What this is really great for is it helps to, one, kind of give you a little bit of extra padding, so if you are wearing anything like a backpack over top of this, a little bit of added comfort there. But realistically, this just helps to hold the vents open and helps to promote airflow. It kind of turbulates the air and helps to push that airflow through the jacket. The other place you'll notice this on the jacket is lining the entire back. So this actually sits right against the back, and it helps to hold the jacket off of your back, again, giving you a cushion of air so that air flows through the jacket and then down, helps to distribute it against your body on those warmer months, and then it doesn't allow the jacket to sit and smush that back protector right up against you. So again, a material that we saw first with Ruka, and it's implemented throughout this entire piece. Now, as we work our way down, we talked about CE level armor. So it's a very thin, soft, pliable armor, CE level 2. I like the fact that this armor is included. It adds to that lightweight feel. The only nitpick here is that there's no ventilation to it. Really lightweight, very flexible. But with some armor, you can see massive channels and cutoff for ventilation. You're not going to see that here. This is aimed, mostly on flexibility and lightweight design. If I'm picking out a nitpick on the jacket itself from a protection standpoint, we've got the super fabric at the elbow. We're not seeing any super fabric up on the shoulder. I would have loved to have seen this super fabric included up on the shoulder as well. Now, if you're not familiar, super fabric are those tiny little ceramic welded plates, extremely abrasion resistant. I think it's like 11 times more abrasion resistant than leather in some cases. And just that's your added abrasion resistant protection in your impact zones. So that's why I would have liked to have seen it up on the shoulders. When we're taking a look at the arm, Papa reflective on the inside here, you are going to have these quick pulls to cinch down on the forearm as well as the bicep. I really like this design. A lot less bulky than some of the bigger, larger straps that we're seeing from other manufacturers, and very easy to use. So I really like what they're doing with these cinch down straps. And then this large vent down the forearm. You have a two-way zipper. You can zip it either direction, and you can give yourself a little bit of ventilation in either direction, or you can go ahead and unzip the entire thing. And then just taking a look at the cuff, just very simple design to the cuff, simple Velcro there. And again, even as I'm playing with the jacket, the hand is just very lightweight to the touch. That ProTechWool is an extremely interesting material, giving you that abrasion resistance, but again, very lightweight to the hand. As we work our way down, you can see, again, just talking about that reflectivity on the arm, they're going to carry that over the top of the chest. Really well integrated into the design of the jacket. You're going to see a little logo on the back that's called triple black, which is kind of what they're calling the overall style design to this. But I love the fact that they've integrated the reflective in a way that works with the style of the jacket. Again, you're going to have these little pulls here. This is to hold the hydration tube if you so choose to use one, and there's one on either side. So you can put the hydration tube on either side of the particular piece. Now, the one thing to note here is I think the styling is a bit much when you're looking at these large snaps. So I opened up the vents ahead of time on the right side. I left them closed. Now, if you're not using the vents, you can see you've got these large snaps that are kind of holding the vent in its closed position. When it's opened, you have this nice little panel of ventilation here that works in conjunction with these additional vents on the inside. But again, just a bit much from the large snap perspective. I think this could have been done in a little bit of a cleaner style. The vents on the inside here double as large pockets, so you're going to be able to use these as storage pockets, or in the summer months you leave them open and you can use them as vents. Little fun fact, you don't want to use them as vents if you're using them as pockets, because you have to leave them unzipped and then things fall out. Sometimes stuff sounds like it's common sense, but you just want to say it out loud. As we work our way through this, you're going to see the drop pockets on this are going to be bagged. They are going to be lined. So these are going to be waterproof pockets. You can see the little waterproof logo right there. And I like the fact that there's this little extra bar on the outside, which just kind of allows you to kind of roll that over nicely and cleanly, and that's going to give you your waterproof pockets for both of these. So even though the jacket itself isn't waterproof without that waterproof liner, BMW has included those waterproof pockets there so that you can stick your cell phone into place and that's not going to get wet while you're riding along. Now, McHugh, before I spin you, just go ahead and give me your left forearm over here. You are going to have a document pocket over on the left forearm, and you can see that's going to have a large panel for visibility as well. So I think that for me personally, I could have done without the large plastic panel of visibility and just utilize it as a document pocket. But if you are crossing borders and you want to have your identification right out there, you do have that large panel of visibility as well. McHugh, go ahead and face the riding position for me. So working your way down the back on this, you can see that reflective carrying down the back of the arm into the elbow, that super fabric carrying around the elbow. The one thing to note here is you get this massive amount of stretch panel at the back of the arm. So when you're in that riding position, if you're moving around on the motorcycle, a lot of stretch that works with you on this particular piece. When we open the jacket up on the inside, you are going to see there is a cinch cord. So no external adjustment on this, trying to clean down the line so you're not snagging anything if you're riding off-road. But again, there is a cinch cord so you can cinch down the cuff. You can actually see that triple black logo that I was talking about over here. And this is going to take you into, there is going to be a rabbit pouch. But the one thing to note is that you have a separate little compartment over here where it says that triple black on the logo for the reflective. There's a compartmentalized rabbit pouch over on this side. And then if you go ahead and face backwards for me, Mr. McHugh, you have the large portion of the rabbit pouch over here. So if you wanted to stick that waterproof destination liner in the back of the rabbit pouch, you can do that over here. And then there's also a separate pocket over on the other side for additional items, so you don't have to put everything and just mash it all together in one pocket. Now, back to the top, just taking a look down the back on this. You can see that leather up at the cuff, or up at the collar rather, really well. Nice tall rise to the collar, roughly about 2 inches or so, depending on the size you're going with, but it really kind of pushes up underneath the collar. BMW Motors logo blacked out on the top here, and then there is a CE Level 2 back protector included. So one of the things that I really like with this, coming in at that $980 price point, is that you are getting full CE Level 2 armor throughout the entire piece. There's really nothing you need to add to this particular jacket from a protection standpoint. Now, if you're taking a look underneath this back Velcroed flap, this is where you could add the hydration pouch or the hydration pocket if you wanted to. Simply slides in on the outside, would sit outside the back protector, and then there's a little loop up at the top to hold it into place, and then you can run the tube up and out the jacket. And you can see that's that little rubberized grommet right there. So again, you can either run it over to the left-hand side. Personally, I'd probably just run it up and over the right shoulder. Taking a look just down the back of the pants quickly, carries through that same material. You can see the pockets, the big cargo pockets on the side kind of wrap around to the back a little bit there. And as you work your way down, a little bit of that stretch material on the back of the leg to really hold the shape tightly if you're wearing this over top of adventure boots. McHugh, go ahead and face forward for me. Let's unzip this. Working our way down the front on the inside, you're going to see little snaps on the inside. There's a thermal liner you can add to this if you want. You're also going to have suspenders and a full connection zip to zip the pants to the jacket itself. Dual Napoleon pockets on either side. Holy Lord, I unzipped it and I couldn't zip it back up. That was almost embarrassing, but I was able to save myself. Working our way down into the pants on this. One thing to note is you have this little hook design to be able to adjust the pants. So pros and cons to this, it's a bit complicated. You have to kind of like unhook and then rehook into the different areas to kind of set where you want the pants to be. Unlike Velcro, which is a little bit more just cinch it and forget it. One of the things that I like, it's a little bit less bulky than Velcro. So again, pros and cons, and there is some elastication to the back of that to help hold the pants tight as you begin to cinch in or out depending on where you want them to be sized. Working your way down in the pants, the one thing to note here is that you are getting CE Level 2 hip and knee armor included with this, and you're going to have dual pockets. You have the regular slash pockets up at the top, and again, those cargo pockets that are front loading on the outside here, leather panels on the inside, and then super fabric over the knee. So, Mr. McHugh, I think it's time you may zip up. There is a lot going on here. I like the weight of the jacket. I like the design. I like the fact that this is something you can wear into the warmer months of the year and get a lot of functionality out of. Again, BMW is really going after the adventure rider that's spending equal amounts of time on road as well as off. This is something that you can crash in on the highway. It's also something that's comfortable enough and mobile enough that you can wear off-road and not feel like it's constricting you. The one thing to note here is that for that $980 price point, if we're comparing this to other items that are out there, I think when you start getting up into the $1,000 range for a jacket, you expect to see maybe like a Gore-Tex liner or waterproofing baked in. I think that when you're looking at something that still has a destination waterproof liner, I'd probably expect that to come, probably somewhere closer to the $600 or $700 price point. So, I would say that some of the money that you're paying for this is probably worked into that BMW logo on the side. But nonetheless, I like what BMW is doing with this. I like the hand of the material, and I like the fact, me personally, that the waterproofing isn't baked into it, and the fact that when you're riding in the warmer months of the year, it just makes it for a more comfortable piece. So really a nice offering from BMW. Again, top of the line when you're looking at their adventure setup for gear. There's nothing above the Rallye Pro jacket and pants within BMW's line. But there's a lot of folks out there that are utilizing this setup. And if you want to hear more about what other adventure riders have to say about the BMW Rallye Pro jacket and pants, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting this through its paces. If you have additional questions, you can always reach out to one of our customer service representatives, and they can walk you through the best jacket and pants combos for your riding style as well as for your budget. I want to thank you for joining us today for this look at the BMW Rallye Pro jacket and pants. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.